and welcome back to another vlog. This weekend I am at UKTTA in Birmingham. It's at the new Bingley Hall. If you're new here, hi, my name is Georgie. I am the artist and creator behind Georgie's Art, a cat and dinosaur themed online shop. I am going to hand you back to past me to start off the packing of this con. This is not a flattering angle. My hair needs a wash and I have no makeup on and my nail varnish is chipping off. It's a great day. That honestly sums up the frazzlement that I'm in right now. So today is currently Thursday, so it's the day before I need to leave for UKTTA. This is the most unprepared and unorganised that I've been for a convention. I still have so much to do. I know I'm not going to have time to do everything. I need to tidy my house, but I have done a few things and I just wanted to go through them now. I've redone my display boards. So for ages I've wanted to change the background colour to green rather than the grey. This is not how I want it to be finally. I'm sorry if you can hear my cat. I don't know what he wants, he's just screaming. This is not how they're going to be when I actually do it properly, because I'm going to like laminate them and everything. However, for me just getting it done at the moment, it's fine. Also, it just wouldn't stay stuck on the back, so we've used some duct tape. That will do for now, because I want to do some more designs with key rings and I don't know what they're going to be yet, so I didn't want to do blank. There he is. I didn't want to do blank spots for the time being. I was like, we can just remake the panels when like I've got the designs ready, because those panels are really old, they're really warped now, so I'm gonna have to use new panels and punch holes into new ones, but that's fine. So the reason why I did this was because the pin badges have been causing a lot of issues. So a lot of people aren't, even though it will say like pin badges £5, people are thinking that the key rings or the magnets are also £5 when they're not, and then they're £8, and then people get a bit off put by that. I've redone the pin badge board. Now you'll notice that this is a lot less designs than say what is on the other boards and what was on the boards, and that's because some of the designs, like the black fluffy tuxedo, I didn't actually have that many pin badges left of them, so I'm actually pre-packaged them all up and they're just going to go in my discount bin. That's where some of them have gone. And this is meant, it's only slightly bigger than a normal grid, so you can kind of see the height, so it's only a tiny bit different. So I'm hoping that it will just mean that it will take up a little bit less room. And now I've got them marked on with dots. It even says it up here. It literally says designs with a dot also come as a keyring or magnet, £5. So I'm hoping that it's a bit more clearer than what the other one was like. But yeah, this is just on a piece of cardboard. The only piece of cardboard that I had that was wide enough and tall enough was this piece of cardboard from a box I had to dismantle. And unfortunately, it's quite a thick piece of cardboard, which has meant that the pin badges don't actually grip onto the pins. I've put the clutches on the back and then I've just taped over some brown tape over the top so that the clutches don't come off. And then on the front, the ones that have got only one backing, I've put a piece of, like I've looped a bit of tape round behind it so that it sticks on better, so that it's not going to go anywhere, hoping that it stays together well enough. I'm hoping it's not going to be that long before I've sold enough that they can all just go in my discount bin. I think it looks all right, apart from now the dented corner. It wasn't dented when I did it, so I don't know when that happened. This is how I used to do my charm boards. I would make them on cardboard. I'd glue on, I use Yoo-hoo glue, these Velcro zip ties, and then I'd put that on the grid wall. Now I just do it straight onto the vinyl ones, because I don't really care if I poke a hole through, because I've got loads of these and it's less bulky, like it's only that thick compared to this thick plus a wire cube as well. For now we've done it like this because there was too many to fit on one square, otherwise I would have just made it on one square. This is what we're going with. This is absolutely covered in hair. I've also got a mystery box. You're gonna have to wait to see because I packaged this all back up before showing you, but it is a new sign. I'm hoping that it's all fine. I've done the same thing again with putting the Velcro zip ties on the back so that I can just wind it around my pole. That's pretty much my display stuff that's going to be updated. I do have one other thing. Now, unfortunately, one of these messed up, so I've actually only got 2 rather than 3. We've made a new one. It's fairy cats. So it's actually 2 cats. This one, I actually drew this cat for my jumper for my niece, and I put bunny rabbit with it. So we've gone for a different colour bum bag. It's called Natural Stone. So it's exactly the same as the other ones, just a different colour. And that's why I decided to go really colourful on the print. This one is going to be replacing the green cat one. So the green cat bum bag sells all right. It's a bit boring though compared to like other designs I've done. So I just wanted a new one, and now this will be a different colour bum bag as well. I've also updated the space one. So before it was a bit more square. I've now expanded it. This was a bit more of a pain to press. I need to make some cushions to go inside the bum bags, because before I was just using a towel. But with this design being a bit wider, it's a bit more of a pain to actually press on. I've got a new product. I've been thinking about doing this for ages, and I've finally done it. And they are glass cleaning cloths. We've gone for Celestial Cat. I've just updated the artwork a little bit and redrew it for square format and everything. Then we've gone for the Alien Cats. This was a Patreon reward. It will be coming as a sticker pack. I just loved this artwork so much. So we've gone for another space themed one there. I wanted to do like a Halloween one, but I was thinking I want one that's a bit more monochrome colour. So I've gone with the Ghost and Cats ones, and I've just done it as like a pattern all over. It's not a repeating pattern. This took ages to fit together because I've tried to tessellate them as well as I can. I haven't done my full logo, but I've just done my @ And then the last one is Dino Nuggies, which is this month's rewards, although by the time this is going up I have no idea what month we're going to be on because I'm so behind at the moment. But yeah, these are Dino Nuggies. I thought it was really cute because it kind of looks like a picnic blanket that they're on. I wanted to show you the little Dino Nuggie up close. These will look like they're scratched because they've still got their film on. The colour has come out a little less saturated than I was anticipating. It should have been bolder than that, but I don't mind. Like, it's obvious what it is. Annoyingly, I ordered the magnets as well. This is the size of the magnet. This is the size of the keyring. Now, you may not think there's that much difference in it, but this is actually the next size down. I don't know what they did. They have accepted that that's wrong, because it was actually supposed to be the same size as all my other magnets, which are the same size as the keyrings. So I'm going to take them with me. If somebody wants one, I will just let them know that it's smaller, and I will charge a slightly less lower price for it. I will pan round a minute. The state of my lounge at the moment. So we've literally got stock. This all needs to go into the bags over here. But they're my apparel bags. We've got my shelving. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit this shelving or the other one, so I'm going to take both to see. My 2 suitcases. This one's my stock suitcase. This one's my display one. And then going around further, there's more stuff over here. A bit of a mess. I've got so much to do, so much to tidy up. I'm so tired. I came on my period this week as well, which obviously also has not helped the situation. I'm waiting for my coasters to arrive. I'm actually quite lucky because they weren't supposed to come till Monday and they're actually coming today. But yeah, I've just got so much to do. And I'm procrastinating and I don't want to do it because I'm getting like decision paralysis of what I actually need to do. Okay, so I myself may not be looking any better than earlier on. However, all my bags are now packed. So we've got mouse mats, desk mats, sweatshirts, suitcase stock, display stock, shelves, t-shirts, charms of some description, stationery, discount bin and that sort of thing in there. There's more like colouring books in this box here. I've got my bag, that's my pole, display box there. And then we've also got a bag here. Sorry for that interruption. This is all my tablecloths. I completely forgot to wash them, so none of them are clean. But I have also been pre-warned by another trader friend who's also going this year again, that they're going to take their table, and they recommended I take mine because last year, although we were told 6-foot tables, they were given a 5-foot table. Luckily they were able to swap it out for a 6-foot one, but I'm just going to take my 6-foot table just because I am not having the stress of trying to get my whole display on a 5-foot table if they can't swap it out. I think I'm now ready. I need to go paint my nails, gotta wash my hair in the morning so that it's fresh for the whole weekend and it lasts. And then I need to pack my bags tomorrow. I need to tidy the house. I need to do hoovering. I need to clean out his litter box. There's a lot of stuff I still need to do, but that is going to be done tomorrow. Today, it's the task of the nails, because if they are not painted, then they will chip and then I will be sad. Just got to the hotel room. Quite a nice room actually. Very different from my Megacon Birmingham experience. It's currently like 11:15. I am very, very tired. Setup took ages. Initially, I was thinking I was just going to power through, do setup as quickly as possible. However, then Amy's helper, because we're actually next to each other, we asked to be next to each other, he went off to locate some food and came back with chicken burgers and chips. So I am so grateful for that. And it just meant that I didn't have to rush back to the hotel in time for the bar to be, like, you know, before it closed. However, it turns out there was a football, I'm presuming it was a football match. It was an evening kick-off, so they were all kicking out now. So the bar here is absolutely packed, and getting here, it took like half an hour, maybe more, to drive to the hotel. It should have only been a 15-minute drive, so. But we are going to carpool tomorrow. I am tired. My hair's looking okay still, so I'm gonna leave it down for tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. It's day one, and I have my new dungarees on. I love them so much. I've gone with a blue t-shirt underneath because it's a shorter sleeve, so hopefully I won't get too hot. And then you can see my tattoo, which is a bonus of this t-shirt, but also it's a bit of a tighter fitting t-shirt than the other option I had, so it works underneath. But yeah, we've got a little front pocket here and side pockets. But I love them. I love them so much. Hello, so we are back. You are not mistaken. This is a different setup than what I normally do. We're not inverted. This is actually swapped round. It was doing my head in yesterday because I was getting myself so confused. So we've got key rings on this side and sun catchers on this side, just because I wanted the pole to go diagonally, because I am currently in the corner of the room. I will show that off a little bit later on in the vlog. So to do that, I needed to switch the display around. So this is not permanent because this is throwing me off hugely. It's currently 10 to 11. It's been about 50 minutes since I've last spoken to you. I did buy an iced coffee, however the straw is now looking like that, so I'm probably gonna have to drink this without the straw. But it's been mentally busy. I haven't been able to stop. We've already made this many sales, so it's been a good morning so far. It has quieted down a little bit, so some breathing space. I've just been sorting out some stock, so I've quality checked some desk mats and got my colouring books ready because I didn't have them out, so I had to like scavenge through boxes and everything, but we're all good now. I will give an in-depth tour of my table later on when it's a bit quieter because it's just too busy at the moment. And I've also, fun thing, I bought a fan. My old white fan I dropped on the floor a few too many times, so now we've got a one that's got like a little clamp on it, so I've just clamped it to the top of the wall so it's pointing down this way. It's now not pointing sideways on, so my hair isn't being blown in my face. I got a chicken gyro for lunch. Looking forward to this. It's currently 10 to 3. They are playing some really loud music, so apologies if this audio is not great. I've literally just made tables, so it's not going the most amazing. It quietened off a lot after the first hour. My goal would be to double my expenses. That would be my minimum. My actual goal was 2,000. That's not going to happen. Or I'd be very, very surprised if it did happen. I'm not ruling it out yet because tomorrow could be busier. I've had my lunch, so I'm full now. I am tired. I didn't have a great night's sleep last night.
You all have been absolutely amazing for playing beyond what I could possibly imagine Berlin Castles. I would love to say, let's do speedy with the balls, but no, this guy's clear his plate. There can only be one winner, that is Troy Silverberg.
It's currently 5:20. Judging was supposed to start, I think, at 5 or half 5. I'm not 100% sure, but they haven't started yet. I have taken like £780 so far, which isn't terrible. I would have hoped to have been on 900 today, but it really depends how tomorrow's going to go. If it is busy tomorrow, then it'll be fine.
What sort of stuff comes in the mystery bundles?
So it will be anything that could fit in there. So it could be a mini sun catcher, it could be a sticker sheet, or I do like mini sticker sheets as well to go in there. It could be individual stickers, pin badges, pens, coasters. But whatever it is, you'll get a value higher than what you pay. So an £8 one will have minimum of £10 value. There may be some B grade items. Some might just be discontinued. Like if it's a pin badge, it will just be because they're being discontinued. So yeah, I always try and make sure there's a variety of items in there. For the indecisive people like me. Yeah.
So not easy being perfect.
That's how I imagine my cat would talk if he could. Of course. Did you want to pay card or cash today? It's currently 9:30. I am ready to get into bed and get this makeup off because I'm tired. Today ended up not being as bad in takings wise as I thought it would be. I think I've ended on, I don't have my actual notebook here, but I think it was about 930. It did pick up a little bit. It was just, there was a lot of dead points in the day. There was a lot of people and there was really high footfall, but not where we were. It feels weird because there's like us few traders in the corner that are like really separate from everybody else. But then we did also speak to someone who's right round in the other room. They haven't made expenses back. But then it also depends on the stuff that they're selling. Take it with a pinch of salt. Overall, not a bad day. Best sellers for today. Sold quite a few sun catchers. Not a particular design, but just sun catchers in general. Mushroom t-shirt, sold very well. The new glass cleaning cloth, sold very well. I think I sold like 5, which may not sound like a huge number, but for a brand new product that I wasn't expecting to sell many of at all. A few things that didn't sell very well. I've sold no sweatshirts. I only sold like 2 coasters. Sticker sheets. Barely sold any sticker sheets. Most of the ones that I did like tick off of my tally were free ones. Mouse mats, haven't sold any of. But desk mats, I've had to mark my dino one out of stock online because I literally have 1. I don't have any stock at home. I brought all the ones that I did have with me, which was 4, because I didn't realise I was this low. So yeah, 4, that's it. I've now only got 1. So I sold 3 today and I sold the autumn cats one as well. But yeah, no mouse mat. No, that's a lie. I sold 1 mouse mat. But again, that's low numbers for what I would expect to sell. Keyrings did alright. Entertainment's been okay. I haven't really seen much of it because where we are, we can't see it from our tables. But I have been having a peek when I can. I need to get fuel in the morning, so I can't have a lie-in. So I will see you tomorrow. This is my full table setup. I actually have time to do a little tour now. This side, we've got the charms. Now I've redone my display and I would have shown you that already. And then where I normally have my pin badges, we've got my mouse mat and desk mat there. And then my dino desk mat here. And then as standard, what I normally have in front is my cards and my discount bin. Because I've actually got a extra bit of room at the front here, I've actually put the colouring books on a stand so that people can see them. And I've actually sold like 2 of them, so that's worked. Then, as standard, I've got my sticker sheets, sticker packs, sticker books and everything all at the front here. Then we've got notebooks and notepads. I've actually only sold like 1 space notepad and 2 Halloween notebooks, but that's fine. I don't normally sell them anyway. And then, yeah, at the front, all the same as I normally have, but here I've just got my little glasses cloth pot. So to help them stand up a bit better, I've just put a stand there just so that it comes up a little bit higher. But people have been flicking through fine. It's all worked out quite well. Pin badges have been getting a lot of attention, so that's good. Good choice to have them there. I've just had to put a light on my Dino t-shirt because there's a light right behind and it's actually quite difficult to see that design. And then I've got the other light pointing at my bum bags there. So yeah, I'm really happy with this display and I think it's worked quite well actually this whole weekend. So I think I will be implementing this a lot more. It is day 2 of UKTTA Birmingham and it's about 11:15. I have not made a single sale this morning. It was busy. We had like the horde of people that came in first thing like we did yesterday. But it's been very browsy this morning and I'm very sleepy. So I'm struggling to make conversation with people at the moment. Nearly finished my coffee though. I got one en route today. I had to stop en route this morning because I only had a quarter of a tank of fuel, and I didn't want to have to fill up when I'm done because it's going to be late. So I stopped en route, got a wrap, I got a packet of Maryland cookies, and some magic stars. I probably will end up buying some food though this like late afternoon, evening because it's 3 hours home. It's a full day here. I don't think it's finishing till 8 again, so it's going to be a long day, so I'm definitely going to need to get some food.
Hiya! Can I get a top badge? Yeah. Cute. Cats are dinosaurs in this
Is that everything for you? Did you want to pay card or cash? It's £5.
Cash, please.
Yeah, of course. And just to let you know, if you order anything on my website, pop UKTTA in as an order note. I'll know that we've met and I'll add some freebies in for you. There you go. Thank you so much. Don't get me wrong, I have had a lovely time. I'm just tired, and that's not necessarily the event's issue, that's just my issue. Everybody's been very nice here. Had some lovely conversations with people. I'm very much looking forward to having several weeks off now, where I can actually focus on my website and things like that, because all of that stuff has been very much put on the back burner. I've got so much stuff I need to list and that sort of thing, and I'm so close to getting my wholesale catalogue finished. It's currently 2:30 and I have taken about £200, so today is not great in comparison to yesterday. They're currently doing the bad tattoo competition, so everybody is just stood around watching that. But in general, the footfall today has been a lot lower than yesterday. It's not bad footfall, but in comparison to yesterday, it was bad. So Saturday tickets sold out before the show, and then weekend passes sold out a couple of days before. Sunday tickets didn't sell out, but also if you have people that bought the weekend tickets that decided not to come back on the Sunday, then you're also going to have a lower footfall. It's just very quiet, very browsy today. I'm hoping perhaps people will come back later this afternoon. I think at this point I've probably doubled my expenses, which is not a bad thing. That is my minimum that I would want to make, but that would be the bare minimum. So I don't know at this point how much profit I will be making. It won't be a lot, so I do need to make more for this to be good profit. I didn't actually spend that long restocking. It was probably only a week for restocking for this show. It was just that I was restocking to the last minute because I had other things that I was also doing that week, like a pet portrait and that sort of thing. So yeah, next time we'll be more prepared.
Good, good. Done.
Girl dinner. It's currently 10 to 7 and there are loads of people packing up. Apparently someone's been round to the other room and pretty much it's fully empty now. So I'm going to tear down now. Hopefully I'm out before 8. Fingers crossed. So I'm just coming on to do a little bit of a recap and review of UKTTA Birmingham. Obviously I did share a lot of my thoughts and feelings throughout the vlog, but I thought I'd just summarise. So first of all, obviously at the beginning I did mention that last year some people were given 5-foot tables instead of 6-foot, so I was recommended to bring my own table. It turns out when we got there, one of the organisers of the event came over to me and asked me if this table was suitable for me or was a 6-foot table. I said yes, but because I'd already brought my own table and I knew the size of these tables were like 2 foot deep, whereas mine's like, it's more like 2.5 foot. So I decided to use my own table instead for the purposes of just having a bit more table space. I did also mention about where we were placed. Looking back on it, I think it was a good placement. At the end of the day, you're never gonna know at that particular event if you would have done better in a different place or not, because the next year you go, it's going to be different people probably coming, you're going to have different stock, even day to day, like a Saturday to a Sunday, is going to be different people. So you're never really going to know if somewhere else would have been better for you or not. I know that someone else that was in our area had been in 2 other spaces in previous years and they did better this year being where we were. So I think overall it was a nice place to be. It was nice that we were together and it wasn't just like 1 or 2 traders on their own. There were like 6 of us all in this area together, so I was actually really near the entrance, so it wasn't too difficult, you know, like for the general public to locate us all. So overall, I did like the placement. We did have a bit of a hoo-ha though when we turned up. As standard, they give you a 2x2 meter space with a 6-foot table. That means you cannot get in and out of your space because a 6-foot table is like 1.82 meters, which gives you a grand total of 18 centimeter gap to get in and out. That is 18 centimeters. Smaller than my head. So like there's no way you can get in and out of that gap. It does make me laugh whenever I see it will say like a 2x2 meter space but with a 6-foot table, because I'm like, yeah, that table's being pushed out because there's no way I'm gonna get in there. The problem was where we were in like the corner, so there was if I'm looking at it from me being behind the table, you had me here, Amy here and another trader here. Then you had another trader going up this way who had a double pitch, and then another one up here. The problem was in this corner where I needed to move my table forward so that I could actually physically get in and out of my table. It meant that I was then encroaching on the other trader's space. I don't think that had really been thought through at all. In the end, they spoke to the organisers and we did a little bit of a rejig, and it meant that we just basically moved the guys that had the two double pitch, they moved up a bit so that me and Amy could move our tables forward out of our pitches so that we could actually get in and out. And what we also did was move our tables as far away from each other as possible so that we could both get in and out of the gap that was between our table. So it did work in the end. But I think that's maybe something that they need to consider in future, is that you need to think about the fact that there's going to be a corner there, and if we're going to need to put our tables out to get in and out of our space, you know, that just needs to be thought out a little bit more. But it's fine, we got through it. It was all fine in the end. Also, I wanted to say that they had an amazing amount of entertainment. There always seemed to be something going on the stage, whether it was just a DJ playing music or a fire show or like a comedy show, that sort of thing. There was always something going on, and they had different things planned throughout the day, so it wasn't like the same acts repeating themselves throughout the day either. So it meant that people were actually staying around the whole day, and I always say that this is a really good incentive to keep customers around, because what it will mean is that people stay around for longer. They'll look at your stuff and then maybe they'll think about your items a bit more, and then they'll think, actually I will come back round. And also it means that you get that little wave at the end as well of people coming back round to do last minute shopping. Whereas when I've been to other events without entertainment, people will often leave earlier and then you're going to get less sales because of that. It's not always the case, but it is quite often the case. It also means that you're giving customers the best value for money. Like, these tickets are not always cheap to get into tattoo shows, but it means that people want to go because they're not just going just for tattoos, they're going to get free entertainment as well. They did also have axe throwing as well. You did have to pay, I think, but it was only like a couple of quid. So that was kind of cool. They did have like physical activities for you to join in. And the other thing they had was, I believe he's called Banana Man or something like that. He basically brings along bananas that you can tattoo. I didn't partake in this because every time I looked over there was a bit of a queue, but it was basically like you got to tattoo, like try out tattooing on a banana. It was nice to see that there was like other things for people to do as well as just watching things. So that was a nice addition. The last thing I want to touch on before I go on to like the finances bit is that there was a reel on Instagram that went a little bit viral. This was regarding AI use at tattoo shows. Now, I've said before that tattoo shows do have, or do seem to have, a lot of AI things, whether that's people's banners, reference images that people were working from, that sort of thing. However, there was one tattooer, they had come just for the day, they weren't tattooing there, but they'd sort of pinpointed people that they thought were using AI and was calling them out on social media. On surface level, you think, great, you're calling people out for using AI in a profession that definitely should not be using AI, and you should be using your full creative control and everything like that. However, at least two of the people that he claimed were using AI were not using AI. One of them was drawn digitally, just like I do, and one of them was Photoshop that he'd made, and he showed all the layers of like the Photoshop that he'd done. And I think it gets really tricky when you're calling people out without evidence. I don't think anybody should be called out for using AI on social media without full, strong, supportive evidence, because saying something like that can be really detrimental to an artist, especially when that's your full-time profession. It's also really offensive. Like, I've had someone ask me if I use AI. No, I don't. I could literally be drawing in front of them and they'll still ask me, or they'll ask me if it's my own art or whatever. And it's really offensive, to be quite honest, when it is your own. One moment. He knocked off a pot with all my hair grips in it. Right. You gonna go eat your treat? Go on. And then this artist that's called out other artists has then faced backlash because people have been like showing that they didn't use AI and that sort of thing. I do think tattoo shows should do more in vetting their artists to make sure that they're not using AI and they're not using traced imagery and that sort of thing. It's literally going to start taking away creatives' jobs, whether people like it or not. It will do. And also it's detrimental to the environment as well. I mean, the amount of water that it uses to produce one image is actually ridiculous. I think that's all I have to say on the whole AI thing. I know that there is one tattoo show that I am going to that they've announced that absolutely no AI will be acceptable, whether it's on banners or work or whatever. So that's really nice to see that there are some shows that are like putting their foot down on it. I did compare my takings between MegaCon Birmingham and UKTTA. Obviously they are two very different shows. One is a tattoo show, one is a Comic-Con. However, I think they were 2 weeks apart from each other. They were both in Birmingham. One was like more in Birmingham and one was at the NEC, so similar area. And I do notice that there is a lot of crossover between Comic-Con attendees and tattoo attendees. And I say that because I have had people come to me and say, oh, I bought from you at XYZ Comic-Con, but they're at a tattoo show, or vice versa. And I get that quite a lot. So I would say that there is quite a lot of crossover. And so I wanted to compare the two. So for MegaCon Birmingham, I paid about £340 for the table. For UKTTA, it was £450. So about £100 difference just over. I would say the attendance wise, significantly different, obviously. MegaCon Birmingham was a much, much larger show, comparing that to UKTTA. Now obviously UKTTA is one of the biggest tattoo shows and it's the biggest tattoo show that I've been to so far. So when you compare that to MegaCon, which MegaCon is not the biggest Comic-Con in the UK, for my hotel I paid roughly the same amount. Overall, my expenses for UKTTA were a hell of a lot higher than they were for Birmingham MegaCon. So straight away, you've got to think you've got to be making more than what I did at MegaCon Birmingham to be making a similar amount of profit, which I simply did not. My Saturday takings between the 2 days was about £200 to £300 difference. So straight away, I'm down like quite a significant amount. I did hit my goal though. So my goal for UKTTA was lower than Birmingham MegaCon because I knew it wouldn't be as big. I knew the attendees wouldn't be as focused on buying from traders compared to spending on tattoo artists. But because my expenses were so high, I was hoping that I would beat my goal. I did not. And on Sunday, my sales were so much lower that it meant that I ended up only making a couple hundred profit, which yes, is good. And I'm not sad about obviously making profit. However, I wish it had been more because of the time and effort that I put into like going, driving, setting up, sitting down, all this sort of thing, talking with customers from like 10 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night. It's a lot of work, and for a couple £100 profit after all my expenses and like product costs and all that, it's hard to justify it. However, I can justify it because I did have a really good time at the show. It was partly because I was next to Amy, so we had like chat all day and that sort of thing. But it was just generally a really nice show and I would recommend it to anybody to even just go. You don't have to be super duper duper into tattoos, like even just to appreciate like artists like working and that sort of thing is really nice, and there are lots of things to see and do there. So I think I would give this one another shot and I would love to go again. It is difficult to get into their shows because it's so sought after. There are a lot of people that apply. So I will apply for Birmingham next year. Unfortunately, I can't do Manchester this year because I'm already booked into a Comic-Con the same weekend. So I can't go to Manchester, but I will be applying for Birmingham and we'll see if we get in or not. But yeah, I would love to go and I would love to give it another shot. And it was nice to even be acknowledged by the organisers because again, at a lot of events, you don't even see the organisers. So yeah, it was really nice. So I'm going to leave this vlog here for today. If you want to keep up to date with where I'm going to be and what I'm up to, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'll also pop a link in the description below for my Patreon, where I will be doing a full breakdown and review of this event, including all of my finances. My next vlog is going to be Tattoo Expo UK. That's at Sandown Park Racecourse, and yeah, you can see how I get on at that one. So I'm gonna leave this here and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.